Time now for Keller at Large. Here's Jon.
Thanks very much for joining us. What a somber anniversary this week, the 10th anniversary of the terrorist murders at the Boston Marathon. As we reflect back on that awful day and what came after it, what were the lessons learned about law enforcement, and have those lessons been transferred into action? Let's talk about that with WBZ security analyst Ed Davis, now a successful consultant on security issues, who was Boston Police Commissioner at the time of the attacks. Ed, thanks very much for joining us.
Good morning, Jon. Thank you.
So let's start briefly with you on a personal level. What, if any, life and professional lessons did you draw from that terrible day?
Well, life lessons were the ongoing impact to the victims. I mean, the people who were injured physically and psychologically are still dealing with those injuries today. So this is a moment for reflection and sympathy to the people that are still dealing with this terrible event. On a professional basis, the importance of prevention, of practice, of being aware of what can befall you is a big part of my business now. I'm in a risk and compliance business, and so we spend our day telling people that if you think about these things, if you make the relationships that you need to make to survive an incident like this, be it physical security or cyber security or financial security, if you prepare, you're going to come out of it better.
Well, we know that 2 years before the bombing, the FBI, acting on a tip apparently from the Russians, of all people, interviewed one of the bombers and members of his family. They ran a check on him and then basically proceeded to ignore him. In the aftermath of what happened, there were calls for more monitoring of foreign travelers, better info sharing among various law enforcement agencies. How much of this actually came to pass?
Well, a lot did. I testified before Congress twice. I was interviewed by the Inspector Generals of a number of federal agencies, and we talked through these issues, and I think everybody got a better understanding of what fell through the cracks and what we could do to improve it. The FBI changed some policies. The JTTF, which is the premier, terrorist investigation operation, which is located in the FBI office, had changed, and we got much more heavily involved in the intelligence part of it and the planning part of it, and so a lot of really good things came out of this.
Could it happen again?
Absolutely. Big operations, big sophisticated intelligence, law enforcement, military, and sort of the joining together, right, of the confluence of all those streams of information are ripe for problems, but it's better now than it was, and each time an incident like this happens, we study it hard and we pay attention to the lessons.
All right, on that note, let's take a brief break, and when we continue, we'll talk more about the law enforcement lessons of the marathon bombings and also the impact it's had on police-community relations. All that and more when we continue in a moment. Please stay with us.